Africa. It is Wednesday evening here, and I have just finished teaching yoga. Today's topic, um, just the words, just the statement inspired me a few weeks ago, and I keep being reminded of it through yoga. Um, the comfort of being uncomfortable. And this is to do with growth and evolution. Just like in yoga, when we're learning a new pose or stretching in a way that's been difficult for us before. As a yoga instructor, I find that I often tell my students it's not really about getting into the pose, it's the journey, because you see yourself attempting the pose, being focused on the pose, and you're not getting it, but you keep on doing the prep stretches and increasing your ability and just keep on with the yoga and enjoying the journey and laughing through it and smiling through it and learning from one another and so on. And there comes a point in time when it just comes. That pose that you struggled with just comes, and that's wonderful. And so the comfort of being uncomfortable is, and put another way, there is safety in stepping out and stepping up. Um, in um, in the living world, with all of nature, every being, every time there was something uncomfortable happening, when oxygen first came into the world and some plants were not able to use that oxygen. They adapted until they were able to use it in some form or another. So we tend to adapt to whatever circumstances there are. And we have to adapt. Here in South Africa, we have load shedding, mandatory power cuts for, I won't even get into the reasons. But having said that, we adapt. As I was half an hour into the yoga, we had a power cut, and just before that had to shift gears, had to adapt. So we all have to adapt when we're forced to. Why don't we just make it our way of being? Because we become stronger, we become more resilient, and in nature, to be able to take the next step, to be able to evolve to the changing world, all of nature adapts. Mother Earth adapts. So we get to do that too. We get to step out of our comfort zone and find some safety in being uncomfortable, because the safety is that we know we are not just surviving, but we're able to thrive when we adapt to the next step, to stepping out of our comfort zones. If we stay where we are in this shell of what we can do right in this moment, then we're not able to grow with the changing world. And that's happening in a lot of ways. These past 3 or 4 years have been just filled with so many changes, so many awakenings, so many ways of adapting. And here we are. We get to either take a step out and evolve with it, or we get to stay as we are and find it unbearable or unbearably sad, or just having all these emotions which we can't deal with. So here's to the comfort of being uncomfortable, because when we step up and we take a step out of our comfort zone, and behind me is a gate and a door, as you can see, and if you take that as a comfort zone, it keeps you prisoner. If you stay inside, You're a prisoner of what's inside. But if you step out, and I'm just going to turn the camera, you can see that there's a whole world around you. So much to explore. And there's a sky above, and it seems so limitless. And we get to explore that. And there is comfort in that beauty, in that hope, in the joy of being with something we haven't been with before. So release that fear, because the changes, the evolving world is going to come anyway. We get to step out and just deal with it in whatever way. And when we release the fear, nothing imprisons us or controls us. We're able to step into freedom and just into alignment, because there is nothing to fear. The fear comes from the fact that we don't trust ourselves to deal with a changing world, a changing situation. We have that ability. We will always have the ability to deal with a changing world and a changing situation. And here we go with the opportunity to be able to do this, being comfortable with being uncomfortable. Step out, and that's the safety of it all, to be able to feel joy and love and peace in that freedom and being away from the fear. That's my message for today. Love and light to you. Bye.